About 20 years ago, I was serving the United States government somewhere in Africa. We had just been devastated by two coordinated attacks on our U.S. embassies in Tunisia and Kenya. It was August 7th of 1998. I was in between war fighting and special forces and conducting foreign internal defense missions on the continent of Africa. While devastating, the bombings were not shocking to those of us in the intelligence and foreign affairs community. However, on April 20th, 1999, only 8 months later, the tragedy at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado happened. 12 students and one teacher were killed by two teenagers. I remember sitting at a restaurant bar watching CNN deliver the news. I felt sick to my stomach and started to run theories through my mind about how or why this could happen in my United States of America. I had seen the aftermath of rebels slaughtering children, slaughtering girls and girls' schools, and mass graves of children taken and executed as rebels tried to gain real estate. But it was in Africa, uncivilized, 300 years behind first world populations, Africa, in the regions of Africa in which the locals place very little value on life at all. How can this happen in my America? How can a shooting of such magnitude and senseless killings take place in my United States? How? After everything settled in, I began brainstorming concepts to address the Columbine killings. So essentially, TSIOS was conceived, or conceptually, 20 years ago. My operational tempo increased in 1999 through 2001, and I was all over the place dealing with terrorist suspects and other international issues. So solving school violence and shootings had to take a back seat. Then just as things started to level out and I could see that I could focus perhaps on school violence and shootings again, the events of 9/11 happened. Once again, I had to change course, and before you know it, I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan, settling into my new home at the recently acquired airport. So if we fast forward now, my work in that region of the world was over, and it was 2013. While trying to get my mind wrapped around living in America, I realized that during the years I was busy with operations overseas, more than 200 students, faculty, and visitors were killed in about 400 incidents on campuses in America. While trying to get my mind set, looking at the next book of life, I received a call from an amazing woman that for some reason thought I had a particular set of skills that might be a good fit for positions that she was trying to fill. There were many calls, interviews, and rejections until one day, for some reason, we started talking about school shootings, school violence, and that led on to discussion about the concepts that I had been thinking about for the past couple decades. She said, well, why don't you do something about it? And I said all kinds of excuses. Oh, the website, development, funding, my challenges with getting out in the spotlight, having PTSD. And she insisted that I could do it and that she might know some people that could help. So thank you, Bonnie. So here we are now with TSIOS and Recourse Communications Incorporated, about to kick off a life-saving, culture-changing program, acting on solutions that will develop and change lives for decades to come. I want to lift up and recognize RCI, our committed associate members, and everyone that might hear of TSIOS need to know that RCI developed the most advanced solutions to school violence and shootings. I've worked on many teams in my career. I've had military special operations teams, I've had civilian business teams, and they were all successful. However, I've never worked with a team comprised of all women. Powerful women you are, indeed. Further, I have never worked with a team that was 100% remote and managed 100% online or telephonically. I've never worked on a team or even seen a team that could essentially read each other's minds. They would disagree, they'd compromise, and solve issues on conference calls. Yes, it's amazing. Conference calls often don't go the way that we'd like them to go and have solutions, but this team is a very unique approach, and they are just amazing people. Every time we had a coordination discussion or emails, I'd shake my head with near disbelief. And I'm just so incredibly impressed with RCI's talent and the character of your team members. Mike Moore, you're an amazing CEO. You and I have not talked, we've not met yet, but I'm sure that we will soon. There's no way for me to comprehensively express my thanks in a video or an email, but I need you to know that you're a special leader and that your leadership is clearly displayed in the values and performance of your team. I know that there are teammates that were working on the backside of this project, and I don't know who they are. I don't know what their names are, but I do want to thank you, and I will thank you in the future as well. I do know these names, and I want to offer my thanks to you, Bonnie, Cindy, Aaron, Giselle, Melody, and Faye. I hope that we continue to talk as we go down this road. I know that I will be making you proud of what you've done. Each of you have contributed in your own way and is part of an incredible team. I will push forward and ensure that all of you will be overcome with pride and a sense of accomplishment that's going to last a lifetime. So on that, I pledge allegiance to the students of the United States of America and to the schools in which they stand, a safe campus where they shall learn with peace and liberty for all. So help me God. Thank you.